these three, pillars. Baskets, taskbox, villaging. So if you see on the screen, I'll actually start with the villaging. Villaging happens to be an aspect wherein our kids go and be a part of a community. So it's a outbound off-site activity wherein our students as a cohort go and live with certain communities and know their lifestyle. And it is something which instills not only community building but interpersonal skills of all the students, and a trait which is very, very necessary for a young designer, because till the time you don't understand people, you can't understand the problems they may be facing. And if you can't understand the problems, you can't really have design solutions implemented to tackle any of the challenges faced by the society around us. So, villaging is a very, very important aspect at TDV. Other than that, we have task box. If you look at the center of the screen, so as the word suggests, task box, you basically checklist certain tasks which are allocated to you, which are given to you. And here in this curriculum, all the design projects, and by design projects, I mean industry-led design projects, live projects, are given to the 4 year, the graduating students to work so that you get real life experience. I mean, you all would agree, being in this side of the study or being design aspirants, that design is not a theoretical subject. It is a very, very hands-on experiential learning subject. So happens to be a very, very integral part of the curriculum so that you can know real life situations and work yourself up in design by handling such real life situations and not just books. And last but definitely not the least, another very important part of how TTV likes to teach design is through a component called baskets. So baskets, as the name suggests, it's a basket. मतलब एक टोकरी है जिसमें आप अपनी पसंद के जितने भी electives हैं, जितने भी subjects हैं, you put them in, which means that you have the freedom, the liberty to pick up all the themes in design which you would like to excel in. So it's not necessary that if you are a product design student, you can't pick up something which happens to be a core module in the space or interior design. And likewise, so basically you have that liberty. Then the pillars that guide us. A very, very quick, I would say, overview to these 4 words: courage, perseverance, compassion, awareness. I'm not going into the much details of this, but just letting you know that these 4 pillars are very important in the aspect of any individual who wants to excel in life, and especially a designer, because you need to have the courage to think out of the box, to do things which nobody has ever imagined to do. Only then you'll be able to innovate, only then you'll be able to add value. Perseverance. Why perseverance? Because when you are someone who has the courage to challenge the normal norms of the society, you will be facing a lot of troubles, you will be facing a lot of obstacles. So you need to have perseverance to just be there and keep going without getting disheartened at all the chutput, we say, nahi, all the chutput problems which you face. You don't want to lose heart, but you want to have perseverance and keep going and doing better for the society. Compassion, again, yes, if you have that sort of responsible attitude, that caring attitude, that kind attitude, only then you will be able to do better for the society. And this particular quality at CDV is regarded and given a lot of credit, because unlike other places, we just don't teach design, but we like to teach design which has an impact, which has a social impact over the society, and which is good for the society around. So being compassionate is very, very important. And alongside, the last thing is awareness. Till the time one is not aware about what they are wanting to do, about the problems one society, one place, one community is facing, you can't actually add on value to anything around you. So awareness is again very, very important. So these 4 pillars is what TDV stands for. quickly going through certain awards and recognitions. I think we can just move along. We've got at TDV multiple awards for the campus we are situated in, for the various awards through Cumulus or Biodesign Challenge. Our kids have gotten us by remarkable projects which nobody could have thought of, and especially representing TDV and representing India at certain platforms where no other college or design college had ever been. So these are the certain achievements and awards and recognitions which we've had, and our students have made us proud. Um, Going forward, I think we've already talked about how it's a UGC approved degree. Then, yes, award winning design campus. Third is I've already spoken through our partnerships, the international semester, and also internships, which our kids can avail. Fourth is assured internships and projects. So, because of a strong network and TDV being a brainchild of uh, an art and architecture studio itself, we have a very strong network around us. So, having live projects, having internships, and finally your placements become really, really organic here at TDV. So, you get that assured placement guarantee, not just a tagline on a brochure, but we have very, very logical and strong backing for it. And yes, another very important part of the fee that at TDV on merit grounds, even on the entrance examination performance, we offer up to 100% scholarships. But I like to mark one thing: the scholarships at TDV are on first come, first serve basis. And we've had one cycle of examination in the month of November, and the upcoming cycle, and one of the most important cycles TGV has for choosing our next batch, is happening on the coming Sunday, which is Jan 14th. So I would suggest, if there's anybody who's not yet applied or not yet appeared for the exam, please do so, because A, it is a very, very important time for you to appear for the exam, and B, from the logical point of scholarships, it is simply on first come, first serve basis. And even in our last cycle, we have received an amazing bunch of students and an overwhelming response of people who have secured their seat with us. So please don't lose your chance. And in case you have not yet applied, do apply for the coming 14th January examination to avail the scholarship you may be deserving of. Sixth, and one very, very important USP happens to be the student teacher ratio. I briefly mentioned this earlier that at TDV we focus on each and every student's journey. So that is only and only feasible when we have such a student teacher ratio, which is 1 is to 15. So that everybody, gets that due attention in all the workshops and all the projects. Moving forward, the next, Praveen, can we switch to the next slide? Yes, assured placement is also something I have mentioned, but then there's a line which says pre-placement letter that is meant for M design students, master students. So when you are a UG, a Bachelor of Design aspirant, you get an internship letter, because with the network of industry we have, we definitely assure you an internship. And when it comes to a master's kid, we give a pre-placement letter along with our selection letter. And last but certainly not the least, the Delhi NCR based campus, which also I have briefly mentioned earlier, that being in Noida, being in NCR, being in an industry centric place, it makes exposure and getting placed a lot more easier. Then these are certain pictures of all our international collaborations where our students have gone for their semester exchanges. And these are the international internships our students have been to. This you can get an updated thing in the fee structure, which we send along with the selection letter. Eligibility is simple for UG students, 50% aggregate, but of course, the clearance of our entrance exam followed by interview is a must. And the same goes for PG students in their undergrad, 50% of aggregate followed by being successful in the entrance and interview process. Can we have, yeah, next? I think we can skip the projects for now so that they can, go for their, what you say, workshop, but just as a underline to all the projects TDV is proud of, I'll just like to tell you that as the ethos, as the vision of TDV is, uh, that is something which is extended in the is extended and seen in the type of projects our kids do. They all the projects you can, I mean, have a look at your convenient time on the website. Many projects are mentioned there as part of the prospectus, so whenever you see them you realize that all the projects at TDV happen to be something which is sustainable and have a impact on society. They are not just aesthetically good looking projects, but they are projects with a deeper sense and a deeper meaning. So I'll suggest everybody in their free time to please have a look on the website. I think we can skip these as well for now, Praveen. I think they've got the gist of what TDV stands for. So I think without further ado, I'll suggest Abir to start the workshop, and later we all are there to help you with any of the questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Ashita.
Most welcome. Akansha, I think we can start with the workshop now. Abir can take
Sure, sure.
over. Yeah?
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Okay.
briefing us about TDV and helping our student to know more about what the college is. We are super
Most
excited.
welcome,
Few of
Akansha.
our
And because,
students,
uh,
so few of our students have already visited the campus, and I'm
great,
assuming
great.
we are, yeah, we are looking forward for a team as well to have a, you know, a visit next month.
Sure, sure. We are looking forward. Me, Praveen, Abir, and all of us will be really happy to have you all here. And lastly, Akansha, because of course there are time constraints, I'm sure any student who wants to know anything a bit in more detail, please ask them to be, without any hesitation, connect any one of us. You have Praveen's number. We'll be more than happy to help.
Sure, definitely, definitely. Thank
Great.
you so much. Hi, Abir, welcome. Now the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. So, I have designed this workshop to be very interactive, and I understand how awkward it is on an online platform to speak up and to show your faces. But I would really appreciate it if you spoke up, because I will be asking few of you to show the work that you're doing along the way. So, be ready to be have your names called out if no one volunteers. So, I'll start now. Let me just share my. Can everyone see?
Yes,
Yes.
screen is visible.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Abir Sheikh, and I'm an interior installation designer and also facilitator here at TDV. And I very much believe in creating magic with spaces and doing something that's out of the ordinary, which I think you'll find a lot of people here at TDV believe in, where we focus a lot on multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary aspects of learning and also creating. So my practice itself is very much combining disciplines like fashion and textiles into spaces, and just even questioning the idea of what space can be. Are we just saying physical spaces? Are we saying residential or commercial spaces? But going beyond that and saying, how can we actually bring magic into this world, right? So, as part of a creative field, I think a lot of you, and you, because you guys are going to approach this field and start getting into this idea of being creative, a lot of us face a lot of burnout where we have to keep on designing and iterating and keep on coming with new ideas. And a lot of times when you start getting that block in your mind, it happens at a very critical moment, right? जब हम लोग एग्जाम दे रहे हैं, हम लोग को एग्जामिनेशन में ड्राइंग करनी है, उस टाइम पे ऐसे दिमाग में लग रहा है कि कुछ सोच भी नहीं पा रहे, कुछ हम लोगों के आइडिया भी नहीं आ पा रहे, वर्सेस कभी कभी प्रैक्टिस में भी हम लोग को अगर 2-3 दिन में सबमिशन है एंड फिर कुछ आइडिया नहीं आ रहा, दैट्स कॉल्ड अ क्रिएटिव बर्नआउट, कि आपके दिमाग में कुछ आइडिया नहीं आ रहा. तो उस हिसाब से जब वो पॉइंट आता है आपके टाइम क्रिएटिव जर्नी में, how do you start designing, or how do you start just keep moving forward? And this is the whole idea of this workshop today, where I will teach you how do you start generating ideas when there are no ideas in your head left. And the best way to deal with it is, in my experience, is to look outside your brain. ठीक है, हम लोग अपने अपने ब्रेन में बहुत फंस जाते हैं जब हम लोग को लगता है कि आइडियाज अंदर से आते हैं, एंड कभी कभी आइडियाज एक्चुअली हमारे बाहर से आते हैं. So I'm going to introduce you to two techniques today here. The first one is pareidolia, and it seems like a very complicated word, but बहुत simple चीज है. यहाँ पे कितने लोगों ने क्लाउड्स में देख के चीजें बनाई हैं कि अच्छा इस क्लाउड में हार्ट दिख रहा है या फिर इस क्लाउड में कोई इंजन दिख रहा है. कितने लोगों ने कर रखा है? I would appreciate some hands. Right. तुम लोग, have you imagined how like there's different shapes and coming out of clouds and whatever you look around yourself? And that is very much the idea of pareidolia. That is what happens when you find shapes and faces in everything around us. I'm going to introduce you to two artists today. The first one under pareidolia, where what do you see over here? Any comments? Are there microphones like accessible?
No, I think they are on mute.
Yeah, they can turn on their microphone.
Okay. Can I have some? What do you see here? Anyone?
I think they are still on mute.
Are we getting comments? We are getting comments, I think. No? You can type it in if you are feeling very awkward about it. So Keith Larson is a very famous artist, and he's an illustrator, and he works with this idea of pareidolia, right, where you can find faces in anything around us. And इसमें आप देख सकते हो कि McDonald's के cup में he saw this like monkey who's like very lazy and opening his mouth. What do you see over here? Because over here, Keith Larson saw that there's this octopus with a punching bag, and like you can, within this character itself, you can create stories, right? Ki who is this octopus who needs to fight and who's looking a little crazy, right? This for Keith Larson was this frog that is trying to hop and it's like very, out of his mind. Over here, Keith Larson saw this fire pump and he saw this London police officer. And over here, there's a bag that he got into, like this idea of a rock and roll kind of man. Over here, what do you see over here? Because this for him was very much like a very outer space animal who's किसी भी movie में देख लोगे आप, animated movie में, यहाँ पे very clearly you can see two eyes and a mustache and him looking very grumpy and angry. And so Keith Larson looks at a lot of these images and things around us and kind of uses that to inspire and make faces and characters that can have their own backstories depending on how you draw them and how you interpret them. Over here, you have a furnace that looks very angry and has like a top hat. And so even he even creates these stories over here where he says, okay, yeah, he creates these characters where I'm Frankie the furnace who's asking. And even in this sentence, you can see that he's very angry and he's a very angry sort of man. And he is asking about, what is the purpose of his whole existence, about short arms and anger fueled by fire. A bowler hat is my only entire. So he creates a lot of these storytelling aspects to our characters. And a technique like this, when you're sitting in the middle of an examination or sitting in front of like your project, you have to finish this within 1 hour and you have to create a story and you have to create something new. It's the best way to go about it when you're like, अंदर से कुछ नहीं आ रहा, दिमाग में कुछ नहीं आ रहा, तो बाहर देखना शुरू करो. So how many of you understand कि how did they look at different kind of objects and saw कि अच्छा, if you think about it, a face is just two eyes and one mouth, and उसके हिसाब से हर चीज में if you see there are patterns all around us. And based on this, we will have our first activity. Where can we please take 10 minutes and find 12 instances? अपने घर में जाओ, 12 pictures लो अपने आसपास that have examples of this, of pareidolia, and choose 6 of them and come back to me right now. Did everyone understand this activity? I need hands, please. समझ में नहीं आया, please बोलो. Hello.
Akansha ma'am, still mute is there?
महक आपने हैंड रेज करा है. You
Hello,
wanna
is
say
everyone
something?
muted right now?
Yes, ma'am. I understand the activity you gave us.
So can you please go around jaldi se apne ghar pe jaake, let's take 12 pictures of parrot that you can find, any images that kind of resonate with you, that you can see your face in, and let's come back and show it to me. सबको समझ में आया? Because I'm going to call out names, people, and you have to be ready for that. Hello, Mehak. Can you hear me? I'm just going to repeat the activity for anyone who did not hear this. You have to go around your entire house and find 12 examples of anything that resembles a paddy gun. Look, imagine your clouds and find those faces within your house. It can be a door handle, it can be a cabinet handle, it can be a door space, it can be your carpet, it can be your marbling design, kuch bhi. Look into any kind of appliances. Appliances make a lot of different faces, if you think about it, because of all the knobs and crooks. So we will get back at 11:50, and I want to see 12 faces. 12 faces. Okay, can you hear me?
I don't know. Everyone got the point? और चले गए ढूंढने अभी से pictures?
क्योंकि मैं 10 नाम बुलाऊंगी.
So everyone
Yes.
be ready.
कासवी, इसिता, मोहित, आप लोग कर रहे हो?
I hope they've gone to take pictures.
Yes, maybe the reason they are not responding.